What's up guys, today we are doing an overview of the new Marsupial Gear Suppressor cover. This has been our #1 requested product for us to make the past 2 years. Further proof that if you bug us enough about something, we will probably make it within reason. Let's dive into the new cover, why we made it, the problems that we solved, and the materials that we used to build it. The 3 main reasons you're going to want a suppressor cover is that A, it protects your investment, 2, it eliminates mirage, and 3, they're hot and you don't want to burn yourself on them. So that is why you need a suppressor cover on your suppressor. What makes our suppressor unique is the materials that we used and also the design. Let's dive into the materials first and foremost. So what's unique about the carbon blanket material that we have in here, when we sourced it, we wanted something that was going to last longer than what is currently offered on the market. So when we got this carbon material made, we had it woven denser so that 1/4 inch, a little bit over 1/4 inch material is going to last longer, compress slower than a lot of the cheaper ones on the market. The other main problem that we wanted to solve with the suppressor cover is we did not want a lot of excess material hanging off the suppressor cover once it's installed on the rifle, and we didn't want the suppressor cover to fit loose and be sliding around, sliding forward, getting shot off the can, things like that. We've experienced that with other suppressor covers and we wanted to fix it. How we fix that is a couple different things. So first and foremost, we use these very cool low profile cam buckles. What's neat about these is A, just like their name, they're low profile. They also have a curve to them, so they are contoured to the cylindrical shape of the suppressor, so they fit very snug on the suppressor cover and they're not bulky, to be frank. The other thing that we did is we have a cinch collar that the way that we stitched it, without boring you, cinches very well around the back of the suppressor. What this does is once you cinch this on, you guys can see, I kind of puckered it and you guys can see how tightly it cinches. That is going to go on the back of the can, and once you cinch it properly, it will not allow the suppressor cover to slide forward, to get shot off. We didn't want that to happen, so with the proper collar on the back, it's not going to slide forward. The other thing that really bothered me about other suppressor covers on the market is a lot of times when they do try to have a cinch collar on the back, is this cord is just hanging or you got to weave it through stuff. Ultimately, it's dangling off the suppressor cover. We don't like that. So the third and most, I would say, unique thing I've not seen another suppressor cover on the market have is we have this unique flap that hides all of the excess material on the suppressor. So once you get it cinched to fit your suppressor properly, you basically hide everything underneath this unique laminated Cordura with hook on the bottom side to keep this a slim, low profile, clean, nothing hanging off of it suppressor cover. So one more thing I want to highlight is everybody's concerned with suppressor covers is what temperatures are they rated to. Now, this suppressor cover is not designed for SBRs, mag dumps, things like that. This is designed to be a hunting suppressor cover. We want to eliminate mirage, protect your suppressor, and protect your hands from heat. Now, while you can't abuse these, that's not what they're designed for. Let's get into the technical specs of the materials and what they are rated for. The carbon material on the inside is rated up to 1800 degrees before it starts to decompose. This is Technora melt-proof cordage. They say it's around 1000 degrees before it melts. This is never sitting directly on the suppressor. You're never going to get to that kind of temperature. And the Nomex thread that we have specifically for this, they rate right around 1000 degrees as well. Once again, it's not sitting directly on the can, but you know what it's rated for. If you just abuse the heck out of this, things can melt. Once again, this was designed for hunting, mirage reduction, not high volume mag dump applications. We do have a high temp suppressor cover with different materials that we are working on as well, but this one is designed solely for hunting, target shooting, things of that nature, not mag dumps. All right, the most important thing that we want to do when you're buying a suppressor cover from us is make sure that you are buying the correct size. So we're going to show you how to measure your suppressor, how to select the right size from us, and then most importantly, how to install it correctly. So let's dive into that. This suppressor that we have right here is a T-Back Ultra 7. It is 7 inches overall, but what you're going to do is take out your ruler. You're going to want to measure it overall length. This is just at 7 inches, surprise. So what we're going to do is we are making a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 inch suppressor cover. That is what we currently offer. If the market dictates that we need to make different sizes, we will, but we found that is the most popular sizes that are offered on suppressors, and that's what we went with. So I'm going to select our 7 inch suppressor cover, and I'm going to install it. The first thing that you're going to do when you get this suppressor cover from us is you're going to want to open the flap, the Velcro flap that shields all the excess material, uninstall the Velcro straps, pull them out, open these cam buckles up just like this so you allow the suppressor cover to open up to the proper circumference of your suppressor. This cover is going to fit all the standard suppressors on the market, and it's going to fit different circumferences based on how much this fabric overlaps with each other. So I'm going to take this, now loosen it up a little bit, and I'm going to slide it on. All right, so the next thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna make sure that the side that has the Velcro flap is overlapping on top of the side with the cam buckles. So the cam buckle side is going to slide underneath, and this side is going to slide over top. What you're gonna start doing is pulling the webbing through the cam buckle, and you will feel it cinch. It's almost like a ratchet strap. Is kind of when you pull down, you will feel that webbing feed through, and then you're gonna pull it up and away from the cam buckle, and that is gonna pull the excess webbing through and tighten the suppressor cover. What I like to do is get it fairly snug at first, and then work my way down from front to back or back to front and make sure that all three straps are evenly cinched. And then what I'm going to do is, now that they're fairly snug, I'm going to cinch this back cord. What I like to do is stick my finger in this cord and cinch it. You guys can see how much it shrinks down around the back of the suppressor, not allowing it to slide forward. You're gonna have this excess strap or cord hanging down. That's okay, we're gonna hide that at the end. And I'm gonna go back to cinching the suppressor cover tighter because I want it tight, I don't want it to slip. You guys can see now that even still, this suppressor cover cannot slide forward because of this collar. It is not gonna fall off the suppressor, but let's make sure that these straps are nice and tight. So I'm gonna go one more time to tighten it. I'm gonna go from the front, pull down, cinch it. You guys can see I got another ½ inch or so tighter on that one. I'm gonna do the same with this, and that back and forth motion gets the extra tightening out of that. So you guys can see these three straps are about evenly tightened. So now you have consistent tension throughout it. I'm gonna twist this forward so you guys can see what I'm gonna do next. So on the back side of this suppressor cover, there's 3 slots coming through this Velcro flap. I'm going to take those straps and pull them through. And then I'm going to lay it down on the loop. Another unique feature about our suppressor covers is on the bottom of these straps with Velcro, we actually sewed 3 different compartments of Velcro. What this allows you to do, if you have a smaller circumference suppressor and this strap is too long and protrudes past this loop patch, you can actually cut this strap, burn the edge, and the Velcro is still going to be secure. The last step, what you're going to do before you close this, is you're going to take that cordage that you have, pull it tight. I kind of just lay it there like that, so it's underneath the flap, and then you're going to take this flap and have it secure on the loop. We still have about 1/8 of an inch of suppressor showing before it gets to the suppressor cover. We like that. If it slides in front of that, that muzzle blast, those gases can actually fray certain materials. So you want about 1/8 inch or a slightly more of the suppressor exposed at the end. Another important point that we wanted to make when you are measuring your suppressor and selecting it the correct size, if you do have a suppressor that has a brake built into the end of it, you are not going to measure the overall length of the suppressor with the brake. You're going to go from the end of the suppressor up into the brake. Make sure that you measure that. You obviously do not want to cover the brake. That will not work. So this is a properly installed suppressor cover. You guys can see now that the collar is cinched in the back. The Velcro flap is installed over the straps. There's nothing hanging. It's secure, it's not gonna go anywhere, and you're not gonna have any mirage when you shoot with a suppressor now. The one last thing that we wanna talk about is this carbon material and how with any suppressor that utilizes that material will break down over time the more rounds you shoot through it. While we did build this and have it woven as dense as possible, it will break down over time. That's just normal. So if you put 1,000 rounds through this and that material starts to break down, you're gonna need to do a couple different things. A, you can cinch the suppressor cover tighter. Keep torquing it down so it's nice and snug and it doesn't slide around. But most importantly, if it breaks down to the point where you've used the heck out of the suppressor cover and that carbon material is worn down very thin, what's cool is that we can repair it. As you guys see, we have our awesome sewing facility right here. We make our stuff in-house. We can repair that carbon material for a nominal fee. You can send it back to us, we can stitch it up and send it back to you. Now, with everything that we make, we have a lifetime warranty. If you just neglect and abuse it, there might be some things that we can't fix, but we, at the end of the day, we will take care of you. We will work with you. We're hunters, we use gear, we abuse it. That's why we're here, to fix things and give you guys gear that lasts a lifetime. So that is the overview of our suppressor cover. We're really excited to launch these. We're making them in 3 different colors, 5 different sizes. All the technical specs are on the product page if we didn't cover it in this video, and you can check it all out at marsupialgear.com.